All right. Thank you so much. Thank you everyone for joining in today for this webinar. Um, so today we have our Tridots team who shall be taking us through Frappe HR and Payroll. Tridots has been our partner for the last almost 2 years now, and currently a silver partner with us. So they are based out of Southern India. So let me give you a quick background about Tridots and their team members who are joining us today. So from their team, we have Mr. Zulfikar and Ms. Anupriya Doraiswamy. So Mr. Zulfikar comes with around 16 years of experience and has specialities in financial reporting, business planning and analytics, revenue reporting, general administrations and management. He has worked with many companies and chartered accountancy firms like Bhartiya Airtel, Virgin Mobile, Tata Teleservices. So we welcome him today to this webinar. Along with him, we have Anupriya Doraiswamy, who comes with around 18 years of experience. And before joining Tridots, she was working with HCL. She has been working on Frappe and ERP Next with Tridots for the last 8 years. And coming with specialization on aligning operations with Frappe HR. So in the past, she has done many successful delivery of projects for clients looking for automation with their HR and payroll operations. So she'll be the presenter for today's webinar. So we welcome the Tridots team and appreciate their efforts in putting together for us this webinar. So over to you, Zulfikar and Anupriya. So maybe you can speak a bit about yourself before we start, and then we can dive into the topic of discussion.
Thank you, Ankita. I think that was so nice of you. Yes, we are Tridots. The very word Tridots generally means we are troubleshooters. We defend solutions. We fight against problems and so on. We've been part of the system for what now about 17 years. And we've been part of Frappe as a community for about 8+ years. So with that in place, I think we've been part of the ecosystem for our largest drive. The key aspect of Tridots is in terms of efficiency. We don't look at problem solving. We see where the efficiency is coming through. And for us, the Frappe framework has been the key aspect to leverage the drive called efficiency. We are proud to say that we've been associated with at least 30+ implementations of HR module. And on a standalone basis, we've been able to successfully implement 3 standalone HR modules. The key aspect of HR is in terms of numbers. HR is always about numbers. So now we are proud to say that we've crossed a threshold of about 50,000 employees, processing a HR score of about 50,000 employees and laborers put together. So that's our strength as far as human resources is concerned. We've had our problems, we've had our challenges, we've built our solution on it. We are sort of a people who work on solutions rather than problems. We have taken quite a few problems head on. So the power of Frappe, the power of open source is right in front of you in a slide. While ERP Next is something which the world knows us of, I mean, the ecosystem is vast, wide and far for us to really take stock of. So we have CRM, we have books, we have built, you name it, we have it. I mean, I don't want to probably run through each one of it. So with that in place, be rest assured you are in a safe, comfortable, and a solution-focused environment. So with that, Tridots, with that problem statement, solution provider with Tridots and a OEM to back up, we just have no stops to break. So with this, I'll hand over the platform to Anu Madam, who is the certified human resources consultant, one of the earliest ones to have been cleared from the batch when the certification process commenced. She's the one who probably takes a lot of active interest in the discuss.io forums, in the HR platforms, and operational HR aspects of it. So over to you, Anu.
Thank you, Ankita. Thank you, Zulfikar, for the intro. Good afternoon, everyone. This is Anupriya Doraiswamy, co-founder of Tridots Tech. I have been 18 plus years of experience in IT industry, and I have been working with Frappe and ERP Next for the past 8 years. So today I am going to introduce you the Frappe HR, a comprehensive HR solution, which is designed to streamline your people management progress. So Frappe HR is a 100% open source, user-friendly and modern software, which supports business from startups to enterprises. Recruitment, these are all the core features of Frappe HR. So recruitment module helps to find the right people to your organization. Employee lifecycle management, which helps to onboard, train, develop your workforce, as well as the functionality to manage safe time, leaves, and expenses, and more. HR also support performance management, employee tax and benefits calculations, salary payouts, and the mobile app on the go. So let us deeply go through the module one by one. So let us take a look at the recruitment module. So recruitment module streamlines the recruitment process by helping you with the following. Like easily you can create and publish the job posting across various platforms to reach the wide range of qualified candidates. It also provides a centralized system to manage the applications, track candidate progress, and filter your resumes based on the specific criteria. You can also schedule the interviews efficiently and manage the interview process effectively. Track the progress of your candidates throughout the recruitment process. This module helps to save your time and resource and improve the efficiency of your hiring process and find the best talent for your organization. So let me go to the demo for the recruitment module and we can follow the question and answer section. Hope my screen is visible. So this is the HR portal. Once you install the Frappe HR using the Frappe Cloud, by default, all the menus will be loaded. So these are all the modules coming under the HR: recruitment, employee lifecycle, performance, Sift Attendance, leaves, and expenses claim. So we are going to go through all these modules today. So let's look into the recruitments. So this is the workspace for every modules. So for recruitment module, this is a workspace. We will be able to customize our workspace. You can when click on edit and you can create your shortcuts based on your needs. Clicking on the plus, you can add a code, shortcuts, charts, whatever you want, we can add it. This is the feature available in the Frappe HR. Not only in the Frappe HR, it is all over the Frappe. So this is a simple dashboard in the recruitment module. Let's go over the recruitment modules. So recruitment will start from the job recruitment. So different departments can give their recruitment, whatever the job description, number of positions, and the designation. So they can give the request and they can specify the expected date. And the HR team can consolidate all those things and create as a staffing plan. So single staffing plan will have more than one job requisitions. And they can find out the total estimated budget for the particular month or the year. From the job requisition, they can able to create the job opening. So if we create a job opening for this staffing plan, it will create more than one job openings, one for business development and one for HR manager. From the, let me go to job opening. So job opening, you can specify the job descriptions, responsibilities, preferred skills, everything we can specify it. And also we can publish it on your website. So it will be like this. Hope you are able to see. So you can specify your job like this. So the candidate can go ahead and apply the job. So whatever application field in this form, it will directly come under the job opening applicant screen. So all the applications filled against the job will be available under here. From here, you can schedule the interview. You can have more than one interview rounds, and you can have the interview feedbacks, interview results. All kind of activities can be tracked against the job applicant. So once the interview is completed, you can also offer a job offer for the particular job applicant, and you can also provide the offer letter to the job applicant. And you can convert this as an employee also. So in the single screen, you will be able to see everything related to this job applicant. So all these are available here. And we also have the employee referral. So employee can create a referral, and we can include those resumes as a job applicant, and we can maintain the progress. And also we can give the employee referral bonus also. If it is applicable, we can specify employee reference bonus also. And we can give add it as the additional salary. So it will automatically add it to their payroll structure. So these are all the interview type. You can define your own interview types, and you can create more than one interview rounds, and you can conduct the interview and capture the interview feedbacks. And these are the appointment letter template. You can create your own appointment letter template and create an appointment letter to the job applicants. So this is the report available. So recruitment analysis report. So this will be showing you from the staffing plan, job opening, and the status of the application and job offer status. Everything will be visible. So you can see the recruitment analysis here. With this, I am completing the recruitment module. If anyone has any query, you can raise it up now.
I have one question.
Yeah, go ahead, please.
Hi, Tarak here. The interview section, is there a way we can create kind of like a invite somebody to take an online interview with a predefined question and then they fill up so that it kind of speed up the process rather than taking everyone personal interview? Like maybe a small assignment type also. The second part was we were trying to look at a solution where it can be one-way video interview, like if there are some questions and on the screen, if the candidate can self-record the answers, and then we save it because that saves quite a lot of time in large-scale interviews.
Okay. So in the vanilla implementation, it is not available, but it is doable.
Okay. So video SDK possible recording.
Yes.
Okay.
We have, I'll take this question. We have three ways of handling it, Mr. Tarak. One is
Okay.
like you have your Google Forms kind of a thing, wherein you send probably a form with a multiple choice questions. You want to rank it, score it. So that's doable where the score can be brought inside the system. That's one. Second is in a way where you want to write, you want the candidate to probably give a debrief of or a write-up. Even that's possible. Third, Tridots has, as a part of our offering, we have a video-based interview system also developed within the framework or within the ecosystem, where
Okay.
that can also be integrated. All three are possible.
Okay.
So that
I think I'm more interested on the third one, probably.
the video part of it, is it?
The video one-way interview part, because that speed up when we are interviewing bulk, because actually candidates no-show becomes a big challenge in interviewers' time wastage. So first round of pre-recorded interviews are great help.
In fact, we started that for our own internal consumption. So that's how the necessity need versus want scenario.
Right.
And we
Okay.
started working on it. And yeah, I would say that it meets our requirement, but we can discuss this offline and
Okay.
we'll try to take it forward.
Okay. Okay. Thank you.
And I have Mr. Jagdishan who probably would like to have a look at it. Yes, Mr. Jagdishan. He raised his hand. Okay. Like while the recruitment part of it is something that's been sort of wrapped up, but I see that there are quite a few practical aspects of recruitment which can probably, as part of recruitment, we can have a scenario where we have the vendor management system. I'm sure you must have heard as part of procurement. Similarly, we have employee onboarding system, wherein an employee would be requested to fill in the basic details. In CRM, we have lead. In vendor registration, we have a vendor registration portal. Similarly, any employee, he could be in the nature of a prospect candidate or a random employee, can be made to have a registration kind of a scenario wherein the key details are picked up. So that's something which is doable. We are prototyping it with one of our clients wherein they'll be asked to get in details. So that cuts down a lot of information, human intervention in terms of reading the CV, picking up the key data. We move on a question specific profile, specific question, yes, no model with a weightage also. So that's been deployed. It's fairly functional. So we kind of automated fair bit of activities based on budget, KRA, OKRs to probably size up a staffing plan, job requisition, job openings, sort of. Job applicants per se is something which we try to automate. Let's say a Naukri, a mini Naukri, but within our ecosystem, and an integration to Naukri, but in the same format as that we have it. Interview and interview feedback is semi-automated. The only part wherein we will require is in terms of the final subjective assessment. So to that point, we have tried automating. Job offer, appointment letter, approval has been digitized. Standard templates, key data getting populated based on data inputs, and then the data flies out to the concerned employee to a point where, in case if an employee is to be authenticated, it can be a simple link-based approval or if required, an OTP-based approval, or if still required, we can move into an Aadhaar-based authentication to make it a foolproof and one wherein we are talking about. So resume screening, yes, we have moved away from scraping to parsing to a fair bit of intelligence part of it. Sourcing, we have done integrations with multiple sourcing platforms and engines. Candidate pipeline is something that we kind of work out, wherein whenever there is a job description or a job requisition which is floated by the user department, based on the available database that we have, system kind of picks up and gives you a kind of a collation. Job portal integration is something that we have crossed over. Now, online assessments, offline engagements has been automated. Currently, we are in the process of getting the background verification automated, integrated along with e-signatures in place. So that's probably to sum up in terms of the employee recruitment part of it. So while standard module or standard implementations may not have it, but based on the use case, we've been able to create or develop, implement, and put to test. And we can proudly say that, yes, doable, and second on top of it, workable also. So any questions, we will take it up.
So these additional modules would be like a separate custom build, or they are like available as a add-on app? I mean, I'm new to the whole Frappe cloud system.
This works like this. You take it as like an Android Play Store.
Okay.
What you see in the front end is something that is all through apps, while different terminology like modules, add-ons, apps, and stuff like that are interchangeable. But
right.
Because the framework is common, the Frappe framework is the underlying base.
Yeah.
Anything that we develop, we don't touch as a key partner, as a silver partner of Frappe. We don't touch the code. We don't get into unnecessary customizations. Whatever we do, it is packaged as an application, to a larger extent, a standalone application if the need be, and we integrate it with the core product. Tomorrow, if you want to knock this off, your core product will run seamlessly, standalone, without any challenge.
All right. Okay.
That's how our software development cycle as well as the deployment cycle goes.
Okay. And those modules, I can see them on Marketplace, or they are very exclusive to your ecosystem, and I'll have to
Few
talk
of
to you.
few of our products, we kind of take it to marketplace without doubt.
Okay.
And few, like for example, a proof of concept. We go, all our suite of products are sitting as a go in a sub brand name called Go1. So we do publish, but most of it, what happens is it becomes the reason why we don't really go ahead to publish is not because of the proprietary, because we are way ahead of proponenting open source. But most of the developments are all business specific, unique and business specific.
Right.
Now, so then it becomes little too, for me to even dilute it to make it generic and then pump it becomes a lot more challenging. So if the need arises, we generally take it and reuse. Otherwise, we probably reinvent the wheel, so to say.
Okay. And one last question and related to this, how much is this internationalized if we have a, multi-country employment?
Multi-country deployment, as far as human resource capital is all about, at least to the best of my experience and knowledge, I restrict it to compliance part of it.
Right.
Taxation compliance part of it is where generally the multi-country aspect of human capital management kicks in. Otherwise, predominantly, I would say in the Venn diagram, it is about 70-75% common all across.
Correct.
Of course, it varies from business practice to business practice. So in
Okay.
terms of the non-native taxation or the compliance part, we dabbled a few in the Gulf country, GCC countries. We dabbled a bit in Africa as a continent. So it's not that we cannot do it, but then generally people throw it as a set of books or a PDFs. We run through, we get back to them, look, this is your product. So we've been there, done that.
Got it. Okay.
And I see, Mr. Jagdish, we have queries for leaves module specifically. Acha, once we come to the leaves module, for sure, I'll take
Yeah,
it.
we can take
Yeah, that would be better. Yeah.
Okay.
Any,
I have yeah.
Yes, Mr. Neeraj.
Yeah, so just wanted to understand. So, I'm so sorry I joined in late, but then is this entire thing good for any recruitment agency as well? So my follow-up question on that is that there are a lot of other, just very specific recruitment softwares like Zoho Recruit and Bamboo HR for that example, right? So is it good for a recruitment agency only that would work, or it's just for companies hiring needs? This solves this entire thing that you are showcasing in Frappe.
Okay, I'll give you a fashionable reply to that.
Oh.
We did an implementation. We did an implementation for a fashion recruiting organization based out of France.
Okay, so they are into recruitment.
Yeah, they recruit models.
Okay.
So the concept of recruitment remains the same. Criterion remains the same. Only thing is, of course, we don't have a CV-based approach, but they have a different yardstick. But the recruitment engine, a recruitment as a concept for a business which is only into recruitment, demand and supply side is actually can be handled through a Frappe framework application.
Okay, just one more added question. It's more of a curiosity, and it's more of a query that I have, because I have started exploring Frappe for the past 1 month, and I'm using all these products and recommending my clients as well to explore this for starting. But then my question is that is this thing jack of all trades, or how is it, like, for how good, bad, or what is your thought on, does it compete with all those specialized software? For example, there are a lot of software which are specifically for CRM, or maybe there is specifically for recruitment, and here I see Frappe. I've used ERP Next, which is also fantastic and competes very well with Zoho Books, or for example QuickBooks. So is it that every software is as good at it is displayed, or it's like jack of all trades? It's just a query. It's just your thoughts since you've been working on this. That's the reason why I'm asking.
Okay, you are asking the devil how bad a devil can be. Okay. No, I wouldn't certify the ERP or a Frappe framework to be the jack of all trades, and neither the intent of the product is. Because if it is jack of all trades, like how most of the SaaS products today are, let's take
Yes.
PeopleStrong. PeopleStrong is supposed to be ranked the best of the SaaS HR management products. Believe me, the same 50,000 organization with whom we are working are migrating from PeopleStrong to ERP next. That's one example. The reason being, such SaaS products are really not bendable for business requirements. I don't want a scenario where I kind of all the data is in, but for me to get the report, I'll have to extract, I will have to import, I'll have to do some data massaging, slice and dice, and then give the report. Then I, as a human being, become only a executioner rather than my ability to think. The core question is, if this product that you had mentioned is supposed to be jack of all trades, then I wouldn't be having exclusive modules. Today I have a separate module for service industry, accounting for service industry. I have a separate module for interview management. I have a separate module for hospitality. Likewise, the specializations kick in by way of add-ons. Generally, in jack of all trades, you will not find that option. You will find everything pre-built. The guy who's coming for a discovery call or a pre-sales guy call will be proudly telling you, look, we have it all. You name it, we have it all. No, this is a skimmed down bare bone. We have a baseline in place. We don't want to give you what you don't need. I can't tell you I love some 500 odd features, out of which you will use only 120. Doesn't make any sense effectively. We understand that there's no cost to it. By the way, I'm not even playing the cost card. So from that perspective, I believe this is not jack of all trades. It's with a specific intent and focus.
So I'm taking it, the reason why I'm so sorry. I'll just take one more minute. So because of this doc type nature, it's highly customizable, and that's the reason why it caters to all the needs, and it could be customized as per requirements. That's what I understand, right? Is that correct to some extent?
Yes.
Okay. Thank you so much.
Yep. Anu madam, over to you to the next module, madam.
Yeah, okay. Thank you, Zulfi. So let's look into the employee lifecycle module. So this module helps to manage the entire employee lifecycle from onboarding and all the way to exit interviews. There are different stages in the employee lifecycle. It helps to facilitate a smooth onboarding experience for an new employees with checklist, document management, and task assignment. Managing training programs, track employee progress, and measure effectiveness of training initiatives. And performance management, employee promotions and transfers, provide a platform to employees to address their grievances and work towards resolution. Streamline the exit process with separation forms and conduct exit interviews to gain a valuable feedback from the employees. This module helps to create a positive employee experience, promote professional development, and improve employee retention. Let us go through the demo. The employee lifecycle module. So we have an employee onboarding template. So this will be like mostly a list of activities taken, which is responsible users assigned to each activity. So once this activity is completed, the following all these activities are completed, then employee onboarding will be completed. So once the employee is created and the onboarding template can be mapped based on the designation or department or grade. So we can create more than one employee onboarding template and assign to the employees based on the designation, department, or grade. Similarly, we also have the employee skill mapping. So we can map the skill for the employee and we can track the proficiency. And we also have the training assigned to them and they can take the training on time. We also have the training program. The training programs can be created, and against the training program, we can create a training events, and the training events will have the schedules, date, start time, end time, and the attendees. So employee can enroll to the training, and they can take part of the training. So the training results, training feedbacks, all can be captured under the training event. We also have the employee promotion and transfers. So if suppose the one employee is joining as an intern and after some time we are making him as a permanent employee, we can use the employee transfer and we can change his employment type. We have option to change the different properties like designation we can change. It will list out the properties you want to change. If you want to change the employment type, you can select the employment type from intern to permanent, you can change it. So whatever you want to change against the transfer, you can able to change it. Similarly, we also have the employee promotion. The employee promotion will also have the similar feature, like we can change any property of the existing employee, and it will also include the current CTC and revised CTC against the employee promotion. And it will help to track the employee grievances. And similar to the employee onboarding template, we are having employee separation template. While the employee separation, we can have a checklist and we can follow all these are completed. And then we can give the sign off for full and final settlement. And we have also have an option to track the exit interview for the employee. And these are all the default reports available, employee birthday information and employee analytics, all those things will be available. So I can show you the best feature in the Frappe. So you can create your own reports. So there are different views, or like this is a list view, and you can see the report view. So the report view will display as an Excel sheet. So whatever column you want to add, you can add the column. You can add the columns from the employee doc type. So if you want to add gender, you can just add it. Or if you want to remove any column, you just go ahead and remove the column. And you can, like this, you can customize your report and you can save this report for the future references. So this is the best feature available in the Frappe, overall Frappe. And we also have the dashboard view. So employee dashboard view will be displayed like this. So this will be displaying the department-wise count, employees by type, designation-wise count, branch-wise count. So all this will be available in the dashboard view. And we also have the Kanban view. So we can create more than one Kanban dashboard, and we can we can see the status based on the column specified here. And we also have the tree view. So here we can see the reporting structure. So every employee will be reports to some other managers. So we can see the reporting structure of the organization chart is similar to the organization chart. So I think I covered it with the employee life cycle. If you have any queries, we can take it up. Otherwise, we can move to next module.
Employee life cycle is where generally the crux of the meat or the crux of the operations, HR ops resides. At least internally, while we do not know how the ops work, we have about 44, 45 activities, which generally any HR ops does. And that's what we try to bring it onto the automation part of ERP next. Starting from onboarding, training feedback, promotion, transfer, grievances. You have your separations, full and final. It moves on all the way up to an organization chart, tasks. I mean, the list is about 42, 44. And as and when we complete one implementation of a full scope HR cycle, we get to know a few things. For example, the buddy system. is something that we brought in on added up. Calendar events, integrating with teams is something that we added up. Surveys and polls is something that we added up. Sending wishes and greetings. These are small nifty things as part of HR ops, which used to be or which are currently, which were done by humans, we moved in. Then for IT industry, we moved something called as employee skill mapping sort of. So we introduced a self onboarding and self offboarding sort of. So fair bit of things. And for a telco, we made an employee alumni portal. Ex-employees had their access to it. So, I mean, the crux of HR ops is something that we could actually make part of ERP Next and make it seamless. I am done unless if there's anyone else asking for some specific questions.
Anything
Otherwise,
on the performance management you're showing? Yes, I think that's on the screen, right?
no, performance management is the next module because
Next module,
Oh,
yeah.
right.
so since we are on hard stop on time, we got to rush through the other 4 modules.
Yeah.
And probably if you're comfortable, if the participants are comfortable, we'll run through because this is a namesake PPT. The crux lies in the presentation, in the demo, and then the discussions we have. If the participants are fine, we'll run through the slides and the demo, and we'll keep the Q&A for the last if we are okay with that. Because I have 2 questions, one from Mr. Jagjit Singh and one from Mr. Jagdishan, which any which way I'll have to answer. They've been so modest and polite, wherein they've dropped it as a text. So if that's okay, Anu madam, I request you to move ahead.
Yeah. So the next module, we will take it out, the performance management module. The performance management module helps to streamline the performance appraisal process of your organization. Defining the goals and objectives of employees, conducting regular performance reviews to assess employee progress against setting goals, feedback management, manage performance appraisal cycle, and more. By using these features, you can encourage continuous improvement within your organization, motivate employees, and ensure alignment with organization goals. Let's take up the demo. So in the performance module, we can define the KRA. So KRA can be defined by the management team, and here it's just adding the title and the description for the KRA. So all this KRA can be mapped to the appraisal template. So the appraisal template can be defined based on the designation or grade. So we can define the templates, and these templates will be assigned to the employees. So using that, we can create the appraisals. And we can also have the appraisal cycles, create a different appraisal cycles and assign to the employees and maintain and have the performance appraisal feedback. So employee can so here the feedbacks ratings we will be able to capture the weightage and ratings, and feedbacks also we can capture it. So employee can fill their goal completion percentage and goal score against each KRA, and we can see the total goal score, and they can see the feedback, and they can also have a self appraisal by giving the criteria and percentage ratings. So this is a report for employee appraisal overview. So here we can see the against each employee, what is the goal score, self score, feedback score, and the final score. So all these details can be seen in the single window. And this can be filtered based on the department designation or employee or appraisal cycle based. So let's move on to the next module, Sift and Attendance. The Sift and Attendance module simplifies the process of managing employee schedule, tracking attendance, and analyzing workforce data. Here we have an effortless Sift assignment for a single or group employees. Employee Sift request empowers the employee to request specific Sift through the streamlined process. Attendance request and tracking can be done here. By leveraging these module features, you can streamline administrative tasks and improve workspace management and gain valuable insight to optimize your operations. Let's go over to the demo. So in this under Sift type, we have option to configure the start time and end time. And we also have an option to enable the auto attendance. The auto attendance will be enabled based on the settings available here, like first check-in, last checkout, working hours, working hour thresholds. And we also have an option for enable late entry marking, enable the early exit marking. So all this can be configured, and based on that, attendance will be automatically placed. Sift assignment. So we can assign the Sift to employee by manually adding add Sift assignment. This is for individual employees. If you want to do as a bulk assignment, you can use the Sift assignment tool, and you can provide the Sift type, and you can filter all the employees and assign it as a single shot. Sift request. So employee can give the request to change the Sift, and the Sift request approver can able to approve it, and then they can change the Sift. For making the attendance, there are 2 to 3 ways available in the system. The one is like employee attendance tool. So this employee attendance tool will mark the single day attendance by bulkly. So we can select the date, and these are all the employees available in the organization. You can select all, and you can uncheck only the absent employees and mark all as a present. And later on, you can mark only these employees as absent. So this is a one way of marking the attendance. The other way is upload attendance. So if you are maintaining your attendance in the Excel sheet or format or in some other format, so you can download the data, download the template from for a month, like from June 1 to today, and get the template. It will list out all the employees available in the organization, and you can specify the attendance status as present, absent, and then again upload it to the portal. So it will make the attendance entry. The other way of making attendance is you can directly go to the attendance and click on mark attendance, and you have an option for and select the employee, and you can mark the attendance for the full month. And we can also have a biometric integration. Then automatically the attendance will be captured to the system. So based on the employee check-in, the entry will be created as with the in and out type. And based on the in and out type, the time calculation will be taken and the attendance will be marked against that. So employee can can also fill the timesheet against the activity type and against the project. So they can fill their activity type from time to time, and total hours will be captured against the project they can work. And total billable hours and working hours can be captured in the timesheet. And these are all the default reports available under the Sift and attendance module, monthly attendance sheet. So this is the most requested feature. So you can see the attendance of all the employees it's in a single screen. And you can also see the summarized view. The summarized view will show the total leaves, total presence, total absence, total holidays, everything. And this is a chart view. So let's move on to the next module, leaves. Leave management module simplifies the process of managing all aspects of employee leave. It also allows us to configure various leave policies, including holiday list, leave period, and different leave types like sick leave, vacation leave, personal leave, and more. And allocating the leave entitlements to employee based on the leave policies created. Managing leave application. Employee can submit leave requests through the user-friendly interface, and managers can review and approve or reject the leave request within the system. Tracking the employee leave balance and generating the leave reports to gain the insight into leave patterns and trends. By leveraging these module feature, you can automate leave workflows, reduce administrative burden to HR person, and ensure compliance with your organization leave policies. We'll go for the demo. So first, holiday list is the master for the leave types. So the holiday list is mandatory for generating the payroll also. So we can create a holiday list for yearly holiday list or bi-monthly holiday list. We can create a different holiday list, and also we can create a holiday list for different brands in the organization. So we can add weekly holidays, Saturday and Sundays. So it will add for a whole year. And we can also add the local holidays, and we can click on add row and we can add the date and description. So all these leaves are considered as a paid leave for the employees. So we need to make sure we are creating a holiday list for the employees. Then we will go to the leave type. So leave type, here we have an option like in the leave type, we will be specifying whether this leave is as a carry forward leave, or this leave as leave without pay, or partially paid leave, or this is optional leave. So all these leave options should be configured at the leave type itself. If we are allowing negative balance, then we need to configure at the leave type itself. And over allocation also can be configured. Compensation leave type also need to configure at the leave type. And maximum leaves allocation allowed. Yes, we can configure at the leave type. Applicable after working days. If suppose this leave type is applicable only after the 6 months of their journey with the organization, then we can specify it here. So maximum consecutive leaves they can take. If suppose we are allowing only 2 days, 2 consecutive CLs. The third day they will not be applied, then we need to specify the 2 here. Then they will not be take the CL for more than 2 days. So we can specify maximum carry forward leaves and expiry carry forward leaves here. And encashment, allow encashment we can specify maximum encashment leaves and non-encashment leaves. And we can specify the earning components here. And here we can specify whether it is a earned leave, then we can specify frequency of the earned leave, monthly, quarterly, half-yearly, yearly, and allocation date, and rounding we can specify it here. So all those things we need to specify at the leave type itself. And we can create a leave period. The leave period mostly will be like yearly leaves. So from Jan to December. So we can create a leave period for the organization. And using this leave period, we can create a leave policies. So the leave policy will have the list of leaves we are going to allocate to all the employees. So we can have more than one leave types, and we can specify the allocations here. And on this leave policy can be assigned to all the employees in the organization. Leave policy using the leave policy assignment. So here you have an option to add a leave policy assignment for the individual employees as well as for the bulk leave policy assignment. Similar like holiday list, we also have the block list, leave block list. So employee will not be able to apply leave on the particular block list. So leave allocation can be done directly to the employee or via the policy assignment. Leave encashment, we can track the leave encashment here. And leave application, employee can fill their leave application and the approver can go ahead and approve it or reject it based on the status. So here employee will be able to see the different leave types allocated to them, and then they can apply the leaves, and it will go to the approver, and approver can change the status to approve or reject, and the email will be triggered to the employee. So based on this, it will be taken to the payroll. So compensatory leave request. So employee can have a request for the compensation leave request. So once they create it, then approver need to approve it. So the compensation off will be allocated to the particular employee. And these are all the default reports available under the leave. Employee leave balance, leave summary balance, working on holidays list. So I think we have one query from Jagdish Singh. So maybe I will take it up later. Let me complete all the flows.
Yeah, we'll run through it, madam, so that I'll
Yeah.
handle that.
Yeah. So next, let me go through the expenses line module. The expenses management module streamlines the process of managing employee expenses report and reimbursement. Below are the functionalities like employee can easily submit expenses report and they can attach reports and categorize the expenses according to the company policy. Defining the approval workflow for expenses report, managers can review, approve or reject the expense report electronically. Facilitate expenses reimbursement through various payment methods. We also have the option to fleet management, handling employee advance, travel requests, etc. And we can generate the report to gain insight into expenses patterns and identify area of cost saving. Let's go through the demo. So expenses client. So we can create an expenses client type. So expenses client type will have the expenses account mapped to it. So here we can map the expenses default account. So when the employee can create an expenses client against the client type, so automatically it will go to the particular account. So the employee can go ahead and create a expenses client and specifying the expenses client type and the description amount they can specify. If there is any already advance payment given to the particular employee, it will automatically fetch it here. So it will be compensating against this advance amount. And the expense approver will be approving the expense approver will approve this expenses client and the payment will be taken through. Employee advance. So we can create an employee advance and the repayment will be the via expenses claim, or if unclaimed amount we can repay unclaimed amount from the salary also. This option also available. We can create a payment entry against the employee advance, and it will automatically map to the expenses client if they are doing any expenses client. Additional salary. So if we are giving any additional salary like bonus or any commission for as a one-time payment to the employee, so we can create as a additional salary and we can specify in which payroll date it should be reflected, and then it will add it as a salary component and it will be paid out in the salary. And we can also specify whether it is fully tax need to be deducted for the full amount. All these things we can specify it here. Fleet management, we have an option to track their vehicles, vehicle logs, vehicle expenses, all those things. And employee can have a travel request and purpose of travel request. So these are all the reports: employee advance summary, unpaid expenses claim, vehicle expenses. These are all the existing reports available. This is a HR dashboard. So you can see the total employees joining, employee by age, type, grade, all those things will be available under the dashboard.
Can I
So,
take it over, madam?
yeah,
I know payroll is pending.
yes, yeah, we can take the questions, then we can continue with it.
Yeah, I'll take over the payroll part of it. To give a sum up on performance management, yes, I believe a detailing was done. What was to be included is the KRA, OKRs, and MBOs are part of it. One-to-one feedback, 360-degree, 9-box grid. That's something which is there. PIP or performance improvement plan, skill matrix, bell curve can be brought in. Shift in attendance is typically a staged model with these days of, unlike it's a manufacturing business, these days of startups and run, we generally don't monitor it at that level. But yes, you do have biometrics, check-in, check-out, app-based integrations, a work from home card differentiator, web and IP restrictions, GPS enabled. I mean, you have so many selfie attendance, you have touchless attendance, you have a fair bit of options available. Leave management, I think Anu madam had given a very clear detailing on that. We just can have differential leaves, either at the geography level, employee level, or probably every alternative. There can be a fair bit of tweaks over there. Employee expense management, yes, there are certain employee benefits which also can be made part of employee expense management. For service industries, an option for out-of-pocket expenses to be reimbursed, not reimbursed, but can be brought as a differentiator. Certain vehicle-based expenses, asset-based expenses, employee benefits can also be clubbed as part of employee expense management. So the heading is expense management. Coming to the payroll part, it's a pretty lengthy one. So that's why I'm going to sum it up before answering my questions to Mr. Jagjeet. Yes, we do have a fairly skeleton-based payroll approach in ERP Next. I repeat, a fair baseline skeleton-based. But if we really want to run through a business-specific one wherein you want to run the payroll cycle, fair bit of pre-discovery or business requirement has to be picked up. We do have certain salary components, structure, assignment, payroll entry or monthly pay run, slips can be generated, payroll period can be defined, additional salaries can be included, incentives, bonus, gratuity can be brought in. We have income tax slabs as well. We have a separate payroll accounting by way of bank entry. So employee tax exemption, investment declarations can be brought in. Employee PF, ESI, profession tax can be semi-automated. Now, the key aspect is now beyond this, there are fair bit of things which we need to really tweak it because of the business requirements. For example, salary revision, peer salary comparison. Now, before running a payroll process, what are the minimum checklist automation process that we need to bring in? Whether everything has been ticked, whether everything has been complied, whether everything has been posted. Now, anything in terms of Form 16, 24Q, 12BA, it's still not automated. We'll have to bring it in. Fringe benefits, no, it is not there. Tax sheet, we are in the process of working on it. Salary advance as a concept is very much there. Then we'll have some overtime payments. Then you will have your 12B forms wherein you will have to bring it in. Bank integration is now standard. We have brought it in. Salary register is there. So as far as payroll is concerned, out of the 6 modules, payroll is the only module which is at the baseline, which requires fair bit of inputs from the client to take it forward. And it's meant to be kept that way. And hence we parked it that way. So that's on the payroll side. We would have a fair bit of detailing if we know the client specific scenarios to design a payroll which is runnable and automated. But end of the day, moral of the story, doable. So if payroll that's something which can be sorted, I probably want small bits, brief bits would be asset management. When I say asset management, it's not necessarily company's asset and employees ownership of company's asset. So that's something which is handled as part of HR tools. We have fair bit of reports, slicing and dicing is possible. That is that much that I know of. There are about 40, 48, 49 reports, which comes as standard. And then you have unlimited choices to tweak it, customize it, and bring the way you want it. Then you will have an employee help desk or a ticketing system available. So these are three things which probably has not been detailed. I'll handle Mr. Jagdip's question before I take further questions from the current audience. Mr. Jagdip, your question is well understood. This has to be a fair bit of customization is involved, maybe about, but the concept is doable. It is very much doable. There is a tweak available, as you see in the screen. You have a tweak which is allowed carry forward, allow encashments, and earned leave as a concept is allowed there. To have a working logic to it, wherein what is a max non-encashable, you want a lapsed expired is something which is standard. To make it working, we need a small tweak which can be done, and this will work flawlessly. So which means when you say 45 days, 15 days per year, which means 3 years carry forward is a logic. That's a funda that you can make. So that can be implemented, not a problem. Basically, the point that we need to understand here is time and motion, which means time and unit will have to be clubbed together to derive this logic, because it is a rolling cycle. In case if you need support, do connect with us offline. We'll definitely chip you with that. Now the next question is how to combine two leave type in a day. I have 0.5 CL and 0.5 SL. If the business policy, if the company's policy provide for it, then it is a question of applying for it. System basically does not restrict, by the way. For example, we have a business asking for sandwich Saturday, Sunday, sandwich concept to be implemented or not implemented. So there also we do the same combine. Saturday, Sundays as per the system is deemed sandwich. So combining of leaves per se is possible unless business does not want it that. It's a business call. It's not a software call. It's a business call. Yes, over to the forum to come up with questions. Ankita?
I don't think there are any other questions.
One small area, can I ask?
Yeah, please go ahead.
Have you encountered any business case, or does the module can cater to a situation where like a rota management, a group, is that the shift management what you said?
Yes,
Or
that's
is
a
it
roster, rota, shift.
correct?
Yes.
Okay. And it can handle quite complex rota management within that, and any rules engine inbuilt in that, like if an employee has overarching rule, let's say for an example, they can only work 38 hours, cannot work these days, or somebody have 20 hours a week, and then there are skill requirement, and if a project manager says I need one of this skill during this hour and that many hour, who are the ones to be part of the rota? That's what my question was.
The best use case, you will find it in IT industry. ITES.
Yeah, ITES also would have that. Yeah.
We've done that. Initially, an employee getting onboarded, the skills mapped, then they get assigned to a project. Then based on the weightage of the project, the percentage of his time share gets blocked. When he's been pulled out for a different project, then for the guys with the same skill set, then his availability gets automatically validated. Basically, available, not available, then based on the nature of the project or the bench. So yes, in short, yes, doable.
Okay.
Business specific.
And there's no such existing ready-made module, but can be built on it, you're saying?
No, it is not an existing ready-made module. We've got it prepped, but then the point is the rota is not generally implemented to the last T. it is always bits and pieces. It is not a full scope implementation. They don't walk the talk in terms of actual rota. Because if actual rota needs to be implemented, then I would rather have the system do everything. And I will only be looking at the system to give me an answer. But here there are people interventions involved, and that's where we need business specific scenarios to handle that.
Right.
So in short, doable. We don't have to
Okay.
do it from the scratch. We don't have to reinvent the wheel. But yes, there
Okay.
has to be a 40-45 percentile baseline, and then we'll have to build.
Okay. All right.
What is meant by KRA? Why we use that in performance management? Okay, KRA is key responsibility areas. Every employee will have to be measured on three things: completeness, accuracy, and timeliness of each of the activity. Tomorrow, next, when an employee works, this year he does it. Next year, you give him 5% increment. He'll ask you, why 5? Why not 10? If there is a concept called bonus, he'll ask you, why am I not eligible for bonus? So the why question comes up if there is a subjective assessment or performance reviews done, which means I as an individual review you as an employee, and I subjectively, I like you, I gave you this. To overcome that, we have a concept called KRA, OKRs, MOPs, management by objectives, MBOs. KRA's key responsibility areas. For an employee in a year, they'll give you 5 to 6 areas and we'll give them weightage. Say, first point, he has to complete, say, trial balance by the 5th of next month. That is 20% weightage. That's for a finance employee. For HR employee, he has to make sure that all employees fill their timesheet for the month of June by 2nd of July. That is the responsibility of the employee, this particular employee. So they'll have a 10% weightage. Likewise, we add 100% weightage and we make sure that the employee meets 100%. It means he meets expectations. So that's to set some kind of objectivity in assessing employees. That's called KRA. Key responsibility areas. Any other questions? Okay, just to give a sum up, I'm not giving a wrap. I leave wrap to the Frappe team. Just to give a sum up, what we saw, if we are able to handle these questions, this is not theoretical. We have gone through the grind of implementing HRMS, full scope or partial, in some cases attendance, some cases expense management, in some cases full scope payroll itself, in some cases all modules. We have integrated with SaaS platforms. It comes from our experience, Tridots' experience of handling HRMS. We have a team of domain experts sitting for HR. And as and when a query comes, either in terms of product or functional, we take it up logically, because our job is to primarily review the HR policies and make sure that software catches up with the policy. We make sure that the policies are not outdated as a value add. We kind of do a fair bit of assessment in terms of comparison as far as the best practices, industry best practices as far as HRMS is concerned. Our job is not primarily only software. We've been part of solutioning, designing solutions, implementing it, and making sure that the HR team in any organization is reduced bare minimal to decision-making, intelligence, decision-making, and rational thinking. Execution part, to a larger extent, we pump it to the software. That's the be-all, end-all statement, one-line statement of our journey. It's a work in progress. With every new HR implementations, our learning has been very, very disproportionate. I can't, today sitting at the 8th year, I cannot say I have one HR software which will fit everyone. No. Most of the implementations we have augmented, and we have actually incremented our implementation, maybe ranging from 8.5% to all the way up to 20-25%. So with that, trust in the open source product. Frappe HR, if today is standing out to be a standalone product, which means it has its fair levels of evolution and its growth. Otherwise, it wouldn't be a standalone model. So with all said and done, we are there to support you at any point of time. any which manner. We've been there, done that. So we are standing by to any kind of support and in terms of deliveries. Over to you, Ankita.
Can I ask one question to you?
Yeah. By all.
So there are quite a lot of features and functionalities. So if we implement this, a big part goes into employee training, and that's kind of the key success of any ERP implementation. Now, even if I assume that probably 80 to 90% of the standard features will be good enough for us, I mean, whatever I saw and whatever I'm exploring on Frappe, I think as a starting part, a couple of our portfolio companies where we are looking to kind of look at Frappe in next couple of months. But do you have kind of employee facing training documentation and videos that we can readily use, or we'll have to create them for employees to learn?
This is where Frappe has done a very beautiful work in terms of Frappe School. The standard HRMS content is well documented, well detailed. But if we are going for, I think that's sort of very self-explanatory, trust me on this. But in case if you're going for a custom specific implementation, as a Frappe Silver partner, Tridots will be able to give you LMS, Learning Management System within Frappe framework, which will take care of upskilling the thoughts, upskilling the developments, because yours could be a proprietary custom development. We would still be able to bring it in. We have a L1 to L8 model, where an L1 starts with basic functionality, then goes to MCQs, then PDFs, PPTs, then you have videos, then and so on. It's a structured approach. We'll be able to deploy that, and the content will be curated, moderated, created by us, curated, moderated, appended by you, and it'll be a journey so that the people dependency generally is something which is transferred. That's where the KT also happens. So that's how we see that.
Okay.
And so Imtiaz has asked a question. Are you done, Mr. Tarak?
Yes, I'm done. Yeah, thank you.
Mr. Imtiaz has asked me a question. How many days it takes to implement HR and payroll module? I wish I'll be able to answer that easily. It's as similar to a question, how much does it cost to implement HR? Okay, I'll answer both. It's a subjective question, both. It might probably, if it is a standard implementation, it might take about 2 to 3 weeks. And then probably a few more days for the data migration. And if it is a business specific or custom specific, it could vary. But I don't think we'll have to do any research in HR and development. Typically, you can take about 3 to 4 months tops, depending on the complexity. Okay, so that's on the HR and while colloquially you say HR and payroll, HR is the most easiest, payroll is the devil there. So yes, but overall HR would take about 1.5 to 2 months and payroll might take about equal time. That's on that timelines part. If we deploy a full-fledged, full-time team, we should be able to cut down the time. But yes, there was a time when we used to take about 7.5 months for a large organization's enterprise. We've been able to bring it down to 4 months. That's a learning curve which we bring on. Whatever we've been able to manage, we bring it on. If it is a swift deployment, we should be able to deliver it. That's the point. How geolocation works during employee check-in, how will it be deployed? I don't want to earn the wrath of Ankita. I know for sure she's probably off time by 17 minutes. So
no, I think we can take that question.
You want me to take that?
Yeah. Please go ahead.
How geolocation works during employee check-in? How will it be displayed in the form of report in the location it captured? Okay. Our employees are smart. If that's the most professional and diplomatic word I can use. So geolocation, multiple ways. One is if it is going to be a laptop, yes, you have your IP number based. If it is going to be a mobile device, then you have your GPS based. Now, in case there are implementations wherein we have certain devices in the office, NFC based, wherein you kind of have a device which gets scanned or QR code, which means you are there. Okay, that's how it is. Next implementation could be Wi-Fi based. If you're connected to a particular Wi-Fi SSIDs, so that there are multiple ways to actually enforce this geolocation part. Now, that's at least initially there was a time when we had limited choices, but now with the framework supporting and technologies opening up, Google Maps is 1, IP numbers is 2, MAC ID is 3, Wi-Fi SSID is 4, GPS is 5, LBS or location-based services are the 6th ones, wherein you can zero in on it. Now, let's say an employee chooses to disable his location tracking in the mobile. Even that can be picked up. That doesn't mean that I'll be able to see, I don't want to intrude into employees' privacy, but then if an employer wants his official devices to be tracked, there are technological ways to handle it to a larger extent satisfactorily. If a human being is hell-bent on breaking it, he will for sure break it. Trust me on this.
Thank you. And one more again, if I'm asking probably late. Okay, can I?
Yeah, please.
Tarak, please go ahead.
After COVID, also the lot of remote working we have started, and so far we are still continuing to heavily be remote because it has allowed us to tap in talents who otherwise would not have been in the main cities, and it's giving us good benefit. Now we want to continue that. The question that, as you rightly said, the employees are very smart, and if they want to break the system, they would find, but we're trying to find out even tools to kind of avoid that. So one tool we are currently using, which kind of sits along as it's an independent system, so it doesn't have with HR, but I'm asking in case if this can be integrated along with HR or developed, which is a small cookie system on the laptop, because these are mostly laptop-based jobs. And it kind of captures a random screenshot if necessary, if some roles do necessary, also a webcam screenshot and some capture of the types and the mouse movement in an algorithmic base to show how much active time was on the screen, and then put it on a time scale and to show how many hours they were there on each day. Like you have one graph on HR as well, a dashboard kind of thing. So if we move on to this HR system, now that can stay as a standalone system if this cannot handle that. But is it possible to build a similar app on this one?
Ideally, this is where I miss my CEO, who's a techie. But anyway, I can kind of give an answer.
Yes.
I think Mr.
Yes.
Rajarajan is there.
Yes, thank you. Yeah, so that is actually possible by building a desktop application kind of, which can be installed in each, device.
Just give us a few minutes. I think he's rejoining as a panelist.
Okay.
Sorry. So yeah, so that is very much possible by building a desktop application kind of, which can be installed in the respective employee devices. The system will automatically capture, or periodically it can pull the screenshots of the respective working this thing, and that can be triggered periodically push to the ERP next system. So that is something is doable, which
Okay.
is always something not related to the ERP or a Frappe thing,
No.
which Python based or any .NET based application can be built, where it could have been installed in the respective devices of the employees, and based on the schedules that can be automatically behind the screen, it will capture the screenshots of the respective thing, and it is doable.
Okay. Yeah, that was yeah, because not many applications are available with that, because you ERP Next also have a project management thing inbuilt. I was thinking if this can be well integrated with the timesheet, with the project management, so they can assign the time to the task, how much task they are putting in, because we have that system right now. We are using ClickUp, which is a extremely complex project management tool. So whoever is in which task, they allocate the time to it, which as a organization also we can see the effort allocation as well, not only for salary processing, but effort allocation. But these are now disparate systems. So if we move on to ERP Next, we're thinking if they can be all brought under one monolithic system, all integrated.
Yeah, so these are all resource sensitive, which is something has to be kept as a separate application, not
Yes.
to actually linked with the ERP Next. Probably a separate Frappe application which captures all the details. A consolidated inputs could have been given to the ERP Next, where the timesheets will be automatically filled by the system rather than the employee fill the timesheets. The system will take the respective inputs from the inputs given by the machines, and probably that can be loaded automatically. All they have to do is review and approving it. That's all.
Correct. Okay.
I think Rajarajan, Zulfikar, and Anupriya, if you can share your email ID in the chat box, so like whosoever wishes to get in touch with the Tridots team, then they can actually reach out. I think Tarak does have a couple of questions still remaining. I think because of the shortage of time that we are having, we are not being able to take in all the queries. So if you can just drop in your email ID, that would be wonderful. Meanwhile, in case you want to even reach out to Frappe as well, you can also fill in the quick feedback form, and I would request everyone to actually fill in the feedback form because it will help us to actually improve our upcoming webinar sessions as well. So, and also a quick thank you to the entire Tridots team, Ms. Anupriya, Mr. Zulfikar, Mr. Rajarajan. Thank you all for joining in and giving this wonderful presentation and such a detailed Q&A session. It was really helpful, and thank you all, everyone, for joining and as an audience and being actively involved in the webinar as well. And apologies for the extension of time. So thank you in whosoever have actually stayed us till the end of this webinar. So thank you so much. So we hope to see you in the upcoming sessions as well. So thank you so much.
Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you all. Thank you. Bye.
Bye.